This month, Jamaica salutes its healthcare professionals for blazing the trail of service excellence under the theme honoring service, commitment, and sacrifice. And when it comes to fighting cancer, there's a specialist behind the diagnosis, decoding the invisible. Hi, I am Kediesha Watkis, and this is the Wellness Beat. We're bringing you a special episode for Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month. My conversation today is with a radiologist whose life-saving decisions guide people to better health. So I'm talking today with Dr. Michelle Bremmer, cancer imaging radiologist at the UHWI Women's Center. Welcome to the program, Dr. Bremmer.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent. I'm so happy to be talking with you, because oftentimes we hear the word healthcare workers, we're thinking about those who are always in front. But our radiologists play such an important role, maybe behind the scenes, but you are there guiding these life-changing decisions. Now, you're a cancer imaging specialist.
Yes.
What led you into that field?
Okay, so I became a radiologist in about 2013, and I knew I wanted to be great. And in order to be great, I needed to do a fellowship. So I applied to McMaster University in Canada, and I noticed that they had a program called cancer imaging. And I said, whoa, I need to do this because we have a lot of cancer in the Caribbean, and I would be better able to serve my community by doing this.
Right.
And that is how I got involved in this area.
Excellent. And I mean, you pointed out, of course, to a story that isn't unfamiliar to Jamaica. We have high rates of cancer incidents here in our country. And so the role that you play is so critical. Was there a defining moment that led you onto this career path?
So while I was at McMaster University training at their cancer center, I noticed that a lot of patients, the ones that have breast cancer, they had cancer spread all over to the liver, bones, but they were living long. It wasn't like, you know, they got it and they died within 6 months. I saw some patients of going up to 5 years, and this is because they had the specialized imaging, and that allowed the managing doctors to know exactly what type of treatment to give this patient to prolong life. Right. So for me, that was defining, because it made me open my eyes to see that it is not an automatic death sentence. You can live longer once you get the accurate diagnosis and the accurate treatment. Right. And also, daily is a defining moment, because I see my patients daily, and my patients become my friends, and it is important to me to make sure that I give them an accurate diagnosis so that they can get the perfect treatment.
Right. So it's all about accuracy. It's about bringing that technology that you saw in another country right here to Jamaica. And I'm glad you spoke about that, because I'm interested in hearing, how has cancer imaging changed that technology since you started?
Cancer imaging. So when I was in Canada, we did an AI conference. This is in 2016. And they said that AI wouldn't affect us really in our lifetime as radiologists. But now, if you look around, AI is here.
Yes, it's here.
I would tell you, like, from when I started at University Hospital in 2007, we had a single slice CT scanner, which means that it takes an image right here, skip, then take another image. Then we moved to a 64 slice, and now we're at 128 slice, which is state of the art, which means that the whole body is being covered. Nothing is being missed. It's quick, and it doesn't miss anything. So we've gone from single slice to 128 slice. We even we've even moved from film X-ray.
Oh yes.
To digital X-ray.
Right.
And we can report anything all over the world. We just sit anywhere. I can be right here right now and people send me images. Before we had to be in a physical location. So technology has exploded.
Yeah.
And even for mammograms, before it was a 2D mammogram, now we have 3D mammograms. So instead of just 2 images, we have multiple thin cuts looking at, which allows us to find pathology easier.
Right, and I remember having met you for the first time.
Right.
You were there showing us these images, and there was such precision.
Yes.
We were able to see right down to maybe the granular level of what was going on inside the breast.
Yes.
And that is just a testament to how the technology is changing and how critical your role is as a radiologist. I want you to talk to us about how you see your role, your field evolving, even in the next 5 years.
So I know everybody is saying that AI is going to replace us. In my opinion, no. We welcome AI because AI helps us. The softwares allows us to see things quicker and smaller stuff, but AI cannot do it alone. We need to make the final decision. We need to put the story together and then come up with a diagnosis for the patient. I don't think AI can do the put it together diagnosis part, but we welcome AI, we love it. And that is the way it's going to AI. There's actually a shortage of radiologists, so AI is going to help us to be able to see all those cancer patients, look at their images and get the reports out so that they can get timely chemotherapy or radiotherapy or whatever they need. So we welcome AI, and it's coming fast.
And I love how you mentioned the fact that that human touch is important, that human connection, and even amidst of a shortage of radiologists, we need more to come into that field. In your own experience, what are some of the skills that are critical to the role of the radiologist?
So training, definitely training, because if you haven't been exposed to it, you haven't seen it, you wouldn't know. So you pick up what you know.
Yes.
So if you scroll and you don't know what to look for, then you'll miss a diagnosis. So advanced training is definitely very important for a radiologist.
Yeah. And so there's an eye for detail that's necessary, because I imagine that the decision between life and death could lie in having that eye for detail.
Yes, because even if I miss a small node, lymph node in the body, it could change the patient's management. The patient might have gone on to get chemotherapy that really is not helping them, So if I had picked it up and I said, hey, there's this node here, they would have then altered the chemotherapy to try to shrink the node. So that is the importance of us in the role of managing these patients.
Right, and I just want you to just help us understand that even a little bit further, Dr. Bremmer, just how critical it is, the role of radiology in cancer care and treatment.
So without the radiologists, the clinicians wouldn't be able to stage the patients accurately, and they need that staging so that they can know what line of therapy they are going to take, if they're going to do chemotherapy, or if they're going to do radiotherapy, if they're going to do curative therapy, or if they're going to do palliative, meaning just prolonging life. So we are very essential to the management of the patient, because we can tell them if the cancer is in the liver, if it's in the bones, we basically see inside the body. So that is very important for them. They can't see inside the body. They can't manage the patients unless we tell them where everything is.
Right. And it's such a collaborative work, healthcare. We need all hands on deck to make sure that people are well. And so I'm just excited to talk with you, Dr. Bremmer. And as we're wrapping up, just one quick thing for you, the most fulfilling thing about your job.
The most fulfilling thing about my job is that I have mastered customer service, and that is very important, because you want the patients to feel respected.
Yes.
You want to be polite to them. Why? Because then they feel comfortable, they then trust you, and they trust you to take care of them, to guide you down the path of their treatment.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I enjoy going in every day to my students. I have to pass on what I have learned.
That is so
and
important.
it is very important to do so. And in doing so, I have a lot of fun doing it. We do weekly cancer imaging rounds, and my students join me, and we have laughs. But while having laughs, we are diagnosing what is going on in the patient accurately, and I teach them, how to look at it and what we're going to tell the clinicians, and teaching them teamwork, most importantly.
Excellent. And that is a fantastic way to wrap up our talk here on the Wellness Beat. My guest today is Dr. Michelle Bremmer, cancer imaging radiologist at the UHWI Women's Center. She's on the cutting edge of the technology, using her training and her background to save lives here in Jamaica. And it's Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month all July. So we are saluting our doctors, our radiologists, our nurses, and we want to salute you also, Dr. Bremmer. Thank you so much for your service, your work, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
That's how we take a pause here on the Wellness Beat, because I have another guest coming up. We're going to be talking about the Dr. Barry Wint Memorial Scholarship and how that is also an opportunity to get those involved and interested in the field of radiology back into our health system. Stay with us. Big dreams, a bold future, and now $1 billion boost to make them reality. Thank you for staying with us here on the Wellness Beat. On this side of the program, we're talking about the Dr. Barry Wint Memorial Scholarship, now in its second year, and we're looking for aspiring healthcare professionals, or even those ones who are already in the healthcare system looking to advance their training. My guest this time is Director of Public Relations and Communications for the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Stephen Davidson. Welcome to the program, Stephen.
Thank you. How are you?
Tell me about the Barry Wint Scholarship. I'm doing fine, but I know that many other Jamaicans are going to be getting these $1 billion scholarships to help them fund their education. Talk to me about the program.
Right, it's definitely a big moment, and what we have said, we have given a commitment of $2.5 billion for the next 5 years. It's the second year, and so there's $500 million up for grabs for scholarships for persons who are studying health-related topics.
Yes.
And they can access this scholarship whether at the graduate level or the undergraduate level. So it's an exciting time to be in public health.
Definitely. It's a big moment, and I'm definitely interested in hearing what inspired the program.
Well, if you look across the globe, healthcare workers are in demand and we don't have enough. And so we have to create a strategy that is going to fill the gap or fill the void. And we know Jamaicans, we are talented, we are very talented. So especially they come and recruit our healthcare workers, but right across the globe, there's a shortage. And so we have to, kind of plant that seed so that we have a groundswell of healthcare workers coming up that will serve the changing needs of our population.
Right, and I know that the aim, of course, is to reshape what healthcare looks like here in Jamaica. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
Right, so we have, in terms of our population, we have an aging population, persons living longer, and different lifestyle changes. And so in terms from the infrastructure side also, we're also building out new hospitals, making improvements in the various sectors. And that will mean we need more people, longer services, longer hours to work, more facilities to staff. And so we need more people. And so this scholarship program will help us to kind of have that feeding as a feeder into the public health system. Right,
and I know that this, of course, was named in honor of Dr. Barry Wint, one of our former chief medical officers, and as I understand it, a visionary of healthcare. So we're looking to produce more visionaries in our healthcare system.
Definitely, and of course we want persons in various categories. When we hear healthcare workers, we think of nurses, nurse, doctor, but there's so much more. We have over right now we have over 23,000 healthcare workers, not just in the facilities, but in different areas, different aspects of health.
Right.
And so specifically this year, we're kind of zoning in a little bit more, looking for biomedical engineers, looking for epidemiologists, health economists, all of those kinds of different categories that you didn't normally hear about.
Right.
We're trying to find persons in those areas to fill those gaps as well.
And I'm glad that you pointed to other specialties that we don't commonly think about, because my guest earlier Dr. Michelle Bremmer. She's a cancer imaging radiologist. And she mentioned that having studied outside of Jamaica, she saw that she could bring that technology here in Jamaica. But what we're doing with Barry Wint is training them here so that they can stay here.
So they can stay here, definitely. Yeah. Right, so we're looking for specialists, really. We're, you have your general doctor, general nurses, but there are different specialist areas that that are in demand, and we need to make sure we have them here in Jamaica and that they stay here with us for a while.
It is in fact an excellent initiative, and I want to hear, for those who may be watching, they're interested, what is the application process like? Just walk us through that.
All right, sure. So the applications are now open. We have about 3 weeks left, so the closing date is Friday, July 18th. You have to get your application in. Simple and easy. Go online to our website, moh.gov.jm/scholarships, and you can apply there. Just put together your application form, your transcript, your recommendations, your financial statements, and you upload those documents to the portal, and then of course you'll hear from us.
That sounds excellent. $1 billion boost into the healthcare system because we're looking to train and to upskill. Is there anything else that you want to say to those who might be interested at this time?
Well, I just want to encourage as many persons as possible to ensure that they apply for the scholarship. And for public health, there's so much to do. There's diversity in the different career areas. And so we want to encourage persons to be a part of what we are doing. So apply for the scholarship, further your education, whether at the graduate level, the undergraduate level, and make use of this opportunity.
Excellent. And so this life-changing scholarship is paving the way for the next generation of healthcare heroes and champions. Thank you so much, Stephen, for talking with us about the Dr. Barry Wint Memorial Scholarship. My guest today, Stephen Davidson, Director of Public Relations and Communications for the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Applications for the scholarship close on July 18th. So go ahead, get your documents ready, pursue those big dreams and those bold futures that you're looking forward to. We thank you so much for staying with us here on The Wellness Beat. I am Kediesha Watkis.